going to be doing some discussion and comparison of Magic's Universes Beyond sets over the last few years.
You might need to wait like a few seconds before welcoming people because if they come into an ad, which I haven't turned on yet.
Oh, well.
But, yeah.
That's something.
Say hi again.
Hi again.
Dollarama.
There's... Lucas is really on about Dollarama tonight, so you'll probably hear that a few times.
Go to bed.
Dollarama.
They're closed,
We'll talk about
Lucas.
it later.
Not today. So, hey founder, thanks for coming out. Magic the Gathering, back when I was playing, was always the most popular or one of the most popular card games. And unlike all its other competitors, it was rather unique. There weren't a lot of other really popular ones which were their own property. Most others borrowed intellectual properties from other well-known media. Even Wizards of the Coast did that with their BattleTech game, with their Harry Potter game, with their cooperation with Pokemon early on. Decipher was pretty much almost exclusively that way with Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, etc. They also did Austin Powers. They also did Dot Hack. They also did Mega Man. They did all kinds of stuff. And then you had other games that came out too, which were based off of card games. There was an early Middle-earth card game. There was early card games based around, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and all kinds of things.
Shoot.
So there weren't many that could stand the
Isabel?
potential of losing their properties. Magic the Gathering created their own stuff. They had their own control over it, so that wasn't an issue for them. On top of being a popular game.
Can you get your sister a drink, please?
Oh, yeah, birds do get hungry this time of day. Yeah. But,
No chips.
yeah. So, we're going to take a look and compare some of the older sets. Let's just flip this around. There's no sense looking at my face for this. Oh boy. Flip, flip. That didn't work.
Again.
That still didn't work.
There you go. I'm
There
just
we go.
borrowing this for a second.
We are all over the place. So, Magic the Gathering has done this in many ways. So here's the three sets we're going to be looking at. We got 3 packs each of Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy, Play Boosters, Dungeons and Dragons Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. This is one of the older ones. And these are collector boosters because this set was not nearly as popular and there's not many good hits in it from what I hear. And then we've got some set boosters, which are basically that pretty close to play boosters, but they've made changes that, anyways, for Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. So these are the 3 we're going to compare. They're all fantasy, hi Ryan, they're all fantasy properties, which works well with Magic the Gathering. And it's interesting to see how they've done. Lord of the Rings was originally a book.
John.
They moved into movies, Dungeons and Dragons.
My voice is slowly getting better.
A game, like a tabletop type game. And then very imaginative. And then Final Fantasy is a video game series. Incidentally, if any of you are Final Fantasy fans, what's final about Final Fantasy? I never got that because they just seem to keep going and going.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get the... Anyway. But yeah, I have opened quite a bit of this one, a little bit of this, and none of this before this. So this is going to be a new experience for me. Hoping for some good hits. But aside from making these dedicated sets for different things, Magic the Gathering has also done other crossover things, like here's the Princess Bride cards that they had a secret layer drop. They're coming out with a Sonic the Hedgehog secret layer shortly, from what I've heard. And
Ryan has a This monster.
It had to do the first game.
What's the first game?
He made as any fall fast
Probably Final Fantasy.
cause if it didn't work out, he was totally broke.
Sonic game cards. Oh, I saw the Sonic.
There's gonna be basically like they did.
I did see the Sonic Wizards of the Coast thing, or that's the secret lair.
Secret
thing.
layer. It's going to be a secret layer, sort of like they did with this. Actually, there's going to be 2 or 3 different separate secret layers.
Be all over that.
Yes, she definitely would. But the way they've done this thing is looking gross.
I know. We need to get a better one.
Anyway, basically they've gotten a lot harder to actually buy, and you're still paying like, I don't know, $40-50 for a 7-card set, even if you can get it. So it's kind of just gross marketing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But that's one way they've done these properties. Another way they've done it is to incorporate a subset of cards into an existing regular Magic set. So I think this was from the Brothers War, for example. They did Transformers. And of course, Transformers, the rights is owned by Hasbro, which is the parent company that now owns Wizards of the Coast. So that's, was a fairly easy one for them to get. And they just, every so often you would pull a random Transformers card out of your Brothers War pack, which was an interesting way to do it. They did something similar with Tales of Ixalan and Jurassic Park themed cards. And then these all transform, so you can transform your Transformers in various ways, flipping them to change their stats and abilities. Interestingly. Anyway, so they've done crossover IPs in many ways. Well, in a few different ways, I should say, at least, over the years. But these are, I think this was about 2001, and this was 2023, or sorry, 2001, 2021, 2023, and then this year. So this is
Godzilla
spread
has
out a little bit too. Yeah, they've done a bunch of them. Like I said, I've never opened this one. This was
really hot here.
This came
today.
out during the break I was taking. I hadn't gotten back into Magic at all at this point. My knowledge of Dungeons and Dragons is fairly limited. I did play with a couple of people very occasionally, and
is this the picture that Abram was all creeped out by?
yes, he was creeped out a bit by this picture. And other than that, I've played the video game Baldur's Gate, and my brother got into Baldur's Gate 2, so I heard a little bit about that one, more than I played it myself. But I didn't get far in that game either. I mainly enjoyed playing through the first few areas and trying to optimize my early selections in various ways and explore the area more than
Abram's trying to get us rid of
trying to get deep into the game. So that'll be interesting to see what they did with this. But from what I've heard, it's interesting. So, do we want to just start cracking stuff, or do we want to...
Go downstairs and talk to him. He doesn't have to come. He's busy.
I guess that'll be the best way to compare stuff anyway. So.
Yeah, I guess. You're too scared to go down.
So that was just our preamble, I suppose.
We'll ask Isabel to help you then.
So do we want to do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 and do it that way, or should I do a whole stack? Welcome, Boyd. Good to see you.
Man, I can't wait till this is totally gone.
Should we go with release order? Should we go with the one I've opened the most, the one I've opened the least?
We haven't opened anything of the Dungeons and Dragons yet.
No, we haven't opened that at all.
Let's start with that one.
You want to start with that?
Yeah.
Like one pack, like do you want to do just the whole stack, or 1, 1, 1?
1, 1, 1.
1, 1, 1?
Can I open the first one?
I suppose if you like.
I did wash my hands after supper. We had our first barbecue tonight with our brand new barbecue. Okay, we're gonna adjust this. I'm gonna move this down a a little bit. Sorry, guys. But here you go. What is a chase card for Dungeons and Dragons? Do you know?
Like I said, there's 2 different Dungeons and Dragons sets. This was the
Ooh.
first one that came out.
It's a foil.
They're, I think, Tiamat, and there's another dragon.
That's kind of creepy looking.
There's a big dragon called... What was
I
it called?
I like it. Oh, it's creepy.
This is probably a 2-sided token. Legendary creature.
Oh.
God horror. Oh, and then there's a
shiny right off the bat.
Tomb of Annihilation.
It's not focusing very good.
What the heck?
I'm going to adjust this a little bit more
Tap
because
entry. Each player loses 1 life.
why is this doing this? Eh. Sorry, guys. There. A little bit better.
Mom,
Not now, Ezra.
Isabel's,
That's interesting. I don't know how these dungeon things are supposed to work.
Isabel's not.
It's bedtime anyways. It is time for bed.
But Mom, I want to make a base first.
We're doing a
Not
video
now. It's not a good time.
and it's bedtime.
It's bedtime. Turn off the games.
Oh, well, after when
it
it's dark outside.
no, it's gonna be dark really late tonight. So please go to
This time of year, it doesn't get dark until like after 11. Like,
you got a
bedtime.
parent sometimes in the middle of a video.
apparently.
Ezra, please go to bed.
Mom,
I love you.
but Mom,
But Mom,
I want
you got Valor Singer.
to use a progress. I worked hard on this game.
Um,
I have to try and get
this art is kind of cool. Look at that. It's really hard to see because of the
Well, then save it.
counter target creature or planeswalker spell venture into the dungeon. Sorry, my voice sucks right now. Enter the first room or advance the next room.
Okay, so this must go with those dungeon cards.
Okay, we've got Steadfast Paladin.
A dwarf knight.
When I made an oath to Meraiden, I left selfishness and cowardice behind. Every battle I make the commitment anew.
Owlbear.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, that is so weird. And that's trample. 4/4. That's weird.
Keen senses. Huh.
We've got a Cloister Gargoyle. One Cloister Gargoyle enters the battlefield, venture to the dungeon. Enter first room, advance to the next room as long as you've completed a dungeon. Cloister Gargoyle gets +3/+0.
I'm flying.
Oh, that's an uncommon. Sorry, I'm just putting them in the pile. Choose your weapon. Sorry, there you go. 2 weapon fighting double target creature power. And toughness until end of turn. Archery. Spell deals 5 damage to any target creature with flying. Ooh. Well, there you go. Ooh, we got a pretty cool mountain.
Yeah, these lands were supposed to be interesting because they actually don't often put flavor text on basic lands, so they did on these.
That's kind of cool.
As you make camp near the ancient ruins, you hear the sound of drums echoing in the halls where no dwarf has lived in generations.
Ooh, that looks cool.
Teleportation circle. That is, I think, a decent rare, from what I recall.
Enchantment.
It might be worth a couple bucks. Might be worth checking that one in a bit.
Okay.
But
Ooh, bag of
devouring.
Okay, that is kind of weird and creepy at the same time. Whenever you sacrifice another non-token artifact creature, exile it. Fun. Ooh, I like this one.
Little warhound.
It's cute. Kinda.
So okay, you see this one's got a different expansion symbol on it.
Yeah.
This one was
Ah.
from the commander decks.
Okay.
Because all the more recent sets, it seems, come with commander decks as well as the main set. So
Ooh, that's neat. Clattering skeletons. It's kind of creepy at the same time, but it's actually really neat art. Is this back to commons or something?
This is this. What do they call them? This is the special border treatment for this
Okay.
particular set. But yeah, basically these are designed to look like if you were going through an old Dungeons and Dragons manual and it was describing
Oh,
enemies or
okay.
characters. That's what this art style is supposed to mimic.
This is really
I
neat.
think.
It reminds me of Gimli. That's cool.
Brunor Battle Hammer.
Oh, there's shiny back there.
Each creature you control is plus 2 attack for each equipment attached to it, and you may pay 0 rather than pay the equip of the first equip ability to activate each turn. Okay.
That's kind of cool.
Alternate equip
Ooh,
costs. An adult gold dragon.
I like it.
I don't think it's worth anything, but it's.
I don't
it's
care.
Cool looking.
It is cool looking. I like it. If it's not worth anything, you don't really care. I'm just gonna keep it and put in my dragon.
And then a foil goblin javelineer.
Oh wow, that looks kind of neat. And then on the back we have
Circle of Dreams Druid. Again, I think that might be a decent card for.
that's. Oh, look at when you turn it, you can see the light. It hits the green part of the tree.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
So
I
again,
like that art.
this might be another one to worth looking up to check.
All right.
I would check these two at least. So yeah, in terms of
If I can check properly, apparently I don't know how to check.
okay,
It's going all right. Oh, wait,
one
that's an old
haste
one.
when it
Void.
becomes block deals 1
I thought that
damage
was
to
new
the creature
post.
blocking it. So yeah, like, see, that's the thing is that Dungeons and Dragons was basically here's a bunch of like there were campaigns which had basic stories to them, but for the most part it was here's a bunch of stuff to make your own campaigns with. So the story element really isn't a concern, and that's probably a good thing with Magic the Gathering because it's hard to get story across. There aren't a lot of sets that did it well. I think Fallen Empires did it well, but you have to have access to most of the set to really get the feel for it. Lord of the Rings, I think, is similar. I haven't had a chance. I should actually do a comparison video. I should sit down and read through all the flavor text on the Lord of the Rings cards and
It
Fallen
doesn't
Empires
say that
cards.
it's the hollow, but it says $5.90.
Okay, so it's probably about a $5 card, give or take.
It's extended art, but it doesn't say hollow, so
Well, okay. Well, then it's probably not it. Anyway,
yeah, I know.
so which one are we going to do next? We're going to go Lord of the Rings next and then Final Fantasy? Sure, why not?
Maybe I should look it up.
Oh, something I noticed too. They did a reissue on Lord of the Rings packs, and I think these are from separate batches. Because look at the difference in the crimping pattern on the top of the card. This one's
I'm
lines.
just gonna look it up.
This
before
one's the
one.
little dots or squares. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure this one here was from the restock reprinting, and this was from one of the more original batches. Just a random note and observation. The coloring, even the coloring different on the mountain.
Last time they had it in stock at 401, it was $12 Canadian.
Okay, well, it's not a bad card.
I'm just looking at 401 because they have the hollows, even if we don't know the actual price.
So I'm going to do a Lord of the Rings pack next. This is the one I've opened the most of. Okay, we got an art card.
Oh, do we have that one?
I'm not sure. So what's this say?
Even the coloring difference on the mountain.
Galadriel of Lothlorien. We're going to have to check that after.
I don't remember that one.
I'm not certain either way, to be honest. So we got a mountain. Not the map ones. The map ones, I think they did a good job impersonating the style of Tolkien's drawings in the book, which was a nice touch.
Isabel Hush.
We got a cast into the fire. Exile target artifact or cast into fire deals 1 damage up to each of 2 target creatures.
This one was 15 last they had in stock.
Okay, so those are both
Decent.
some value anyway. I don't know if you want to try and check the other rares or not, but I don't think I don't know. You can check them if you want. We got a Smite the Deathless. There's Eowyn fighting the Witch King. No living man am I. See, that doesn't really tell you anything of the story. But for Gollum, I could not have destroyed the ring. So let us forgive him. Quest is achieved. Now all is over.
No, it was like a 50-cent card for this one.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not too hopeful for any of those other three, but an orc shot Balin from
Isabel?
behind. We slew the orc, but many more came. So it presents a lot of
Can you hear for a second?
scenes from the tale, but that doesn't really give you the story. Troll of Khazad-dûm. This was a
Please do your best. And, no, put that TV on.
pretty solid
We're doing
common.
it live.
A great cave
You
troll,
guys
I
keep them
think.
quiet,
There is
please.
no hope of escape that way.
Ezra really wants to watch the same thing that's in that room, in this room.
No,
No.
take them to that room.
Anyway, this was for a time, I think, a playable card, but it got banned in some format or other. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures, fairly big body, or you can swamp cycle it early in the game to get more in terms of your land drop. So it was a threat late game or smoothing out your mana. So, and we got a Lorien Revealed, the island cycling one. I think both these used to be in like top 3 commons in the set.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good pack for
Wait a
commons,
second.
at least.
Wait a second. $2.50 for this one.
Okay.
Not bad. This one was 50 cents. So.
We got a Bill Fernie. I don't know. Like I said, these might be worth more than your average common, but they're commons.
Okay, I don't know where you want to put those ones.
We got a Bill Fernie. Bill the Pony. That's thematic enough, because Bill got his name from Bill. The pony that Bill swindled the hobbits by selling to them. But yeah, you don't get anything from the card in terms of flavor text. The picture
Lorien
isn't even
Revealed
that
is
descriptive.
$3.
For a regular version? Wow, I'm impressed.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that was the top common for a long time, so. Stew the Conies.
Ezra!
Shh.
You grab the remote and run
Okay.
away.
Shh. Go. Ezra, go back to the room.
But Mom, I want to watch TV.
If you don't be quiet, I'm gonna shut the TV off.
I still think this is a decent effect, especially if you've got a lot of legendary creatures, but honestly, there have been lots of other ways to give haste, so. Oh, we got Gandalf the Grey as our rare.
Yeah, that one's only 50 cents.
I don't think this version of Gandalf is worth much, but it's cool to get a Gandalf.
Did we order that one or did you get that one?
No, this is one I think that it was the ring treatment or something that we had trouble tracking down.
Ezra,
Many
come here,
Partings is the
please.
foil. So no double rare in this pack. We got a Winchester draft.
Isabel, just be quiet. Ezra, come here.
I'm pretty sure.
Isabel, I told you to stop. Ezra, we are doing a live stream video. You can go watch the TV in the bedroom or not at all.
I will be quiet.
In the bedroom.
You've already not followed that, so.
I will follow it.
No, bedroom now. I'm going to count to 3, and if you don't, I'm going to come shut the TV off.
So yeah, I
Isabel,
think.
stop. Let it go. Why is she not listening?
No.
I'm gonna smack everybody. I don't know. Like this.
No,
is
you're not going to
ridiculous.
smack it.
No, I'm not. But it's tempting.
Over that, it's not worth it. Oh my goodness. Children are fun, guys.
They can be. And they can be frustrating. Anyways.
Oh, is this for no? I was like, oh, is this for me to open?
But yeah, the Lorien Revealed I think is the top hit. Did you say the troll was worth anything?
No, like 50 cents.
Yeah, and the Gandalf's probably about the same. So I think the Lorien Revealed, the common, is the best hit from that one. But there we have it. These
Alright.
are getting mixed up.
I get to do Final Fantasy?
I suppose. Are we going to alternate all the way through
Yeah,
this?
sure, why not? I just apologize for my voice, guys. It is getting better. So today I still have a voice, and it's not cutting out on me. So
Someone said that the Buster Sword was really the big hit for this set, but I looked at it.
I don't like the new way they're doing the crimping. Do you guys see that? I don't like this. It's harder to open.
There's technically a pull tab on the top, but
Hi, Ruckrods. How are you doing?
I don't like that either because it doesn't really accomplish anything.
Oh,
it's got an Art Series card as well.
backwards.
I don't mind the Art Series cards, but they're really not...
that's cool. That looks really neat. I like
It's got a
it.
signature on it in the bottom corner there.
Oh, it does
From
too.
the artist. What's
Oh,
the,
you can't
the
sleep.
name? This
I
is
hate it when that happens.
Dancer's Chakrams, apparently.
Nice.
And then
Is it land?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Judge Magister.
They put the shinies right on the front. It seems weird. Okay. It's not a
this pack.
okay. That's sorry. There. Why is it not focusing? Too much going on. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't. Ooh. That's kind of cool.
Full art.
This wasn't was it this wasn't
Got US Soldier. That is, what is that? Uncommon?
that's a cool picture.
Another full art. The Wandering Minstrel. That's our rare, is it?
Apparently, why are they at the beginning?
Your hand is blocking the light on the corner of the card with the rarity, so it's...
Sorry.
I don't know.
Yes, it's rare. That looks cool though.
It does. I don't know if it's any good. The Wandering Minstrel. Legendary creature, human bard. Lands you control enter untapped. So that helps with all these towns that enter tapped. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental creature token that's all colors. And you can pay 8 with one of each. Other creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of towns you control. So
That's
this
good.
is a very towns-centered
You
card.
want that one?
I guess, if that's a rare.
Phoenix Down. It's an artifact.
It's an uncommon. And what's it do?
Exile this artifact, choose one. Return target creature card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That could be handy.
It could be.
Exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie.
So, specific for removal or...
We've seen this one before, haven't we?
Sorceress's Schemes? I don't remember.
Oh, I thought we did.
It's got flashback, return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, or exile a card with flashback you own to... Oh, with flashback, okay. And add a red. That's a random caveat.
Thief's Knife.
I think we've seen these before.
Scorpion Sentinel. As long as you control 7 or more lands, this creature gets +3/+0.
Okay.
White Rad-Sight or something. I feel like we saw this one before.
An artifact that
something
taps
anyways.
for a white. And exile a non-land permanent an opponent controls. Okay, so it's sort of, yeah. I think we've seen that. Ice Magic we've seen.
That looks cool. This is weird
Marlboro?
and creepy. Creepy, not creepy. Oh man.
Plant Horror. Bad Breath.
Yeah, that's Lucas. Oh, we've seen that one for sure.
Gobu Gardener. Yeah, we've seen that.
Gooblu.
And
Thunder Magic. That looks cool. One of those tiered things where...
yeah.
And then the last one is that Hectize one.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
So we can check that one, because that was our rare, and
Alright.
it's, more or less whatever. So I guess we're back to Dungeons and Dragons. Honestly, again, the portrayals, I'm not really familiar with the games, but from what I've heard and from what little I've seen, the portrayals in art-wise in these are quite good.
That's a $3 card last time they had in stock.
Okay. Well, again, early pricing, so it's hard to say too. Like this is old pricing. Prices have definitely, bottomed for this.
Surge foil would have been the big one.
Well, obviously, Surge Foil you're only going to get in a collector booster.
Where do you want to put this one?
Just in its pile. I guess so far best hit for that.
I don't know why the camera keeps doing that weird focusing.
So these collector packs for the Forgotten Realms, this is one of their earlier collector packs too, I think. They hadn't been doing collector packs nearly as long, and I think this is also before they started introducing serialized cards. So there's not as much in the way of fancy foiling like Surge foils. There's no serialized cards. These were much more basic collector booster at the time. Scion of Stygia. Tifling Shaman. 2/1 for 3. Flash. Cone of Cold. When it enters, choose target creature an opponent controls, then roll a d20. 1 to 9, tap the creature. 10 to 20, tap the creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. So yeah, this was a theme I recall with the Dungeons & Dragons stuff, was rolling d20s for effects that could vary. I remember that sounding pretty odd when I first heard about it, but it's certainly on brand for a Dungeons & Dragons theme. Way of doing things. Delver's Torch. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. When it attacks, venture into the dungeon. Takes 3 to equip, though. Not all of us have dark vision, okay? So there's another owl bear. We're already getting doubles. Zombie ogre. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, venture into the dungeon. On the plus side, Throg no longer thinks he's clever.
Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost, Flash, enchanted creature. When it enters the battlefield, if enchanted creature is red, tap it. As long as enchanted creature is red, it loses all abilities. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So, kind of a color hoser type card, which is unusual. I haven't done a lot of that recently. This isn't that recent. Was I right? Yes, 2021. Down at the bottom there. So yeah.
Loathsome Troll.
Roll a d20 for 4. Activate only if Loathsome Troll is in your graveyard. On a 1 to 9, put it on top of your library. On a 10 to 19, return it to your hand. And on a 20, return it to the battlefield tapped. So it does recur in different ways, but not necessarily in helpful ways. 6/2 for 5 is not wonderful either. Oh, we got a forest.
That looks neat.
As monsters from the Underdark rampage across the world above, you've delved deep into the underground to determine what has driven them upward. That's interesting. I'm going to sleeve these lands just because. Oh, we got an adult gold dragon. What was the other one we had?
Was
the other? It was just an alternate. That one was a borderless. This is a regular.
Cool, though.
Yeah, I still don't think it's worth anything.
Probably not, but I like it.
So, yeah, 4/3 flying lifelink haste. Gold dragons are the greatest of the metallic dragons in size, power, and wisdom, and often take it upon themselves to safeguard mortal communities from evils that might threaten them.
It was a bug last time they had it in stock.
Right.
So.
Well, it is a rare, so.
Ooh.
And then we have Reckless Endeavor.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I want it for my very own. Oh my goodness.
So this is again from the Commander subset with the different
But I love it.
icon there. Costs 7. Roll 2d12s. Oh man, all these funny dice. Okay. And choose one result. Reckless Endeavor deals damage equal to that result to each creature. Then create a number of treasure tokens equal to the other result.
Ooh, that was a $15 card last time it was in stock.
Huh. That's not bad then. And again, these prices are Canadian.
Yeah.
So, maybe $10 US. I don't know.
I like it.
It's not a bad hit. Then we got a treasure chest. 3-cost artifact. Pay 4 and sacrifice it to roll a d20. 1, trapped. You lose 3 life. You get stuck in the treasure chest. Okay. 2 to 9, create 5 treasure tokens. 10 to 19, you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards.
It's only 75 cents.
Or 20. Search your library for a card. If it's an artifact card, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. It's an interesting ability.
Ooh, that's
we got a
interesting.
Manticore.
Kind of
Flash,
weird.
flying 2/1 for 4 with tail spikes.
This is a neat set.
When Manticore enters the battlefield, destroy target creature an opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn.
And these collector boosters aren't they're not as crazy prices.
They're not as badly, if you look at collector boosters for these 3 sets, like if I was comparing to collector boosters for Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings, yeah, this is far, far cheaper. It's still much more than standard packs of things, though. So, yeah, here's the Manticore. And we've got a white dragon.
Oh, I love it.
It's an uncommon.
Oh.
It's got cold breath. When white dragon enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its control. Next controller's untap step. 4/4 flying for 6. This is nowhere near as good as the River City Regent, but it looks cool. Ooh, we got Hive of the Eye Tyrant. This is a...
Why can't I find it?
What, the dragon? It's an uncommon. So, it looks like it's overlapping with a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Anyway. Why did I put a sleeve? I don't know. Anyway, it's a full art. Then we've got... See, these ones now, like I said, the previous arts, like the Manticore, are meant to look, when you're looking through a manual, this is sort of meant to mimic the art you would find in the manual, along with the description of, the monster or whatever. This looks like a... for an adventuring character is level 17 to 20. This is a... like an adventure unit book or something, whatever they call them.
Yeah, I can't find that card. It's not the white dragon one, but
So this is a land.
What card number is that white dragon?
Card number
Sometimes I find
288. If you control 2 or more other lands, it enters the battlefield tapped. So if it's one of your first 2 lands, it doesn't enter tapped.
Nope. Apparently that's a good number.
And you can tap for a black.
I just can't find it.
Or you can pay 4 until end of turn. Hive of the Eye Tyrant becomes a 3/3 black beholder creature token with menace. And whenever this creature attacks, exile target card from defending player's graveyard. It's still a land. So this is a man land. The original of these were like Mishra's Factories. They're always interesting because it's neat to have a land that can turn into a creature. But this doesn't strike me as being a super powerful one, but it's certainly interesting.
Oh,
I would try it.
The white dragon's only 29 cents. I went and looked in TCG Player. So.
It's a rare, and it's one of those module lands. I was hoping we would get at least 1 or 2 of these.
Oh,
just
and then
because it's a neat format
Ryan found it for us.
For cards. Fardith Devil's Chosen is a Tiefling Warlock. 4 for a 3/3.
Oh, that looks cool.
Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, Fardeth gains flying and menace until end of turn. If any of those results was 10 or higher, draw a card. Okay, so this wants you to roll like big dice, especially. That's interesting.
Ooh.
Ebondeth Dracolich.
What
It's a zombie dragon.
rarity is that card? What rarity is that card? This one?
This one was an uncommon. The Eye of the Hive Tyrant was a rare. This one is a mythic, apparently.
Ooh.
Ebondeth Dracolich. I don't think it's one of the big chase dragons that's in the set, but it is a mythic dragon. 4 cost for a 5/2 flying flash. When it enters the battlefield tapped, and you may cast it from your graveyard if a creature not named it died this turn. So that's interesting.
Okay, well, that card, that's a hollow, though.
Yeah.
So I see it here, but it doesn't say hollow.
Okay.
That was...
And then we have a dog illusion token. Power and toughness each equal to twice the number of cards in your hand.
That looks neat.
And the back is a Gunhar cat. So that's about a $5 card.
Can I see that one, please?
I think you said.
Non-hollow, this one was.
So that's kind of cool. Alright, next up, I think we're up for a Lord of the Rings
Okay, so
pack.
the hollow version of this is 10 Canadian.
Okay.
That's, well, if it was in stock or not, I don't know.
So that goes with our better hits pile anyway. This pack was probably better than the last one.
Yeah, it was decent.
We've had at least 2 decent hits in each pack of that so far for Collector Booster.
Alright, so my turn to do Lord of the Rings pack.
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. Let me just shove back and forth. We need some chairs on wheels or something. Okay, let's get into this baby. Oops. Yeah, that one just ripped open nice and easy. Sorry. We got, ooh. I got the,
Oh, we got a, oh, I don't know if I have that art.
that's kind of cool.
That's a Radagast?
That's kind of neat if we
No,
don't.
asceticism. Interesting. I'm gonna have to check these art cards. Yeah, there's a map land.
Nice. I like these.
So do I.
Bewitching Leechcraft. You don't want to do much reading these, do you? For the Lord of the Rings, because we opened a lot of this.
Not too much, unless there's something interesting. Morgul
Okay.
Wound.
We've got Fog on the
Barrow
Barrow
Downs.
Downs. That's kind of interesting art.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this one.
Soldier of the Grey Host.
It's neat art. Eagles of the North. I love the eagles. That's a cool art.
That's the plane cycling one.
Stew of the Conies. I love that part in the movie, though. It's one of my favorite parts.
It looks like Sam's gonna whack him with a frying pan.
Yeah. The whole part about when he's cooking the rabbits or like asking about potatoes. He's like, what do you do with the potatoes? I love that part of the movie. That's an uncommon, I think.
Yeah. Shire Sheriff.
Oh, got a big troll tied up. We got Butterbur Bree Innkeeper.
Yep. And Many Partings. It's one of the full art scene cards.
That's kind of cool. Search your library for basic land card.
Oh, we got something back there. What's this? Oh, it's a Horn of Gondor. That might be a decent hit. Because, yeah, this makes 1/1 white human soldiers, and it can create a fair number of them once you get it going. So I think this card might be worth a couple bucks.
Ooh, Enraged Horn? How do you say that?
Yeah, Enraged Horn has a foil.
That's nice.
No double rare in this pack. Oh, we got a list card. I forgot they're still
Interesting.
doing those at this time. Survival cash. Then if you have gain 2 life, then if you have more life than your opponent, draw a card. Rebound.
$1 ammo.
Not today, Lucas. Go to bed.
So it's probably worth checking that. This is a common, so
Yeah.
probably not worth anything. Alright. Here's our second Final Fantasy booster.
It's $4.
For the Horn of Gondor,
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's the standard art. Hold on, it's like $2.
$2. Well, it's better than nothing, but
Yeah.
still not as good as the Lorien Revealed, apparently.
So what is everyone's favorite cards out of these, or favorite set out of these three? I don't know. Like, I mean,
We got a hero token.
Lord of the Rings we had a lot of fun with.
We have over the last couple of years. Yeah, there's your token. Far Plane Gateway. Gordo, protect the far planes so the dead can rest in peace. Interesting. We got, that's a foil, so is this. Heck dies.
Oh, what's that?
It's Edgar, King of Figaro.
That's a rare, huh?
It's a rare. I've heard the name Edgar before, I think, but I might be getting it mixed up with something. It's a 6 cost, so probably not too great. When Edgar enters, draw a card for each artifact you control. I mean, that could be a lot of card draw.
It's not
4,
a foil.
5.
This is a regular.
Two-headed coin. The first time you flip one or more coins each turn, those flips come up heads, and you win those flips.
Yeah, it's not worth much. But it is a cool looking card.
It is an interesting sort of gimmick card that you could build around, I think. And uncommon, we have the Emperor Palamecia. I think we've seen this one before. Overkill, we've seen before. That's a whole lot of minus toughness. Ambrosia Whiteheart. Bird.
I like it.
You may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. It's got flash, so it protects something of yours, basically. And landfall. Yeah, I guess +1 attack when you play a land, so. Clash of Econs. Choose one or more. Target creature you control fights another target creature an opponent controls. Remove a lore counter from target saga you control. And put a lore counter on target saga you control. So it basically it's to manipulate sagas. Interesting. Fight on. Again, this is the return 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Shagan. Silence. Shorewalker. Try to escape and I'll slice gills into your neck. That sounds lovely. Merfolk Warrior. One of those gets bigger if you cast expensive things. Fate of the Sun Crest. Destroy target non-land permanent, and it costs 2 less if it taps. Yeah, we've seen this. We've seen the Dragoon's Wyvern as well. The reinforcements I think we've seen. Again, that's Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy VII. Or no, that's Final Fantasy 12, sorry. Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, these are just all over the place with the Final Fantasies, which is Commune with Beavers. Final
I like
Fantasy
that
2. And Call of Mountain Chocobo.
Chocobo. I love those cards.
They are cute. I don't know how good they are, but they are cute. And it's definitely, there's sort of a theme deck you can put together with them. But yeah, I don't think that was a particularly great pack. There was a rare.
We're back to
single
Dungeons
barrel.
and Dragons
We
now.
are. A little. I want to open it.
Okay, fine. You can open it. But then I get the next two.
Why?
Because if I were to open it,
How come you're opening most of these?
well, I'm not opening most of them. But it's supposed to be my turn. And
It's an odd number, and you started. If we're alternating, that means you're opening most of them. That doesn't seem right.
I think it's totally fine. You don't let me steal any of these, so you know.
What's this? Mordecai.
Hey, Becca.
An emblem. You have no maximum hand size.
How are you doing, Becca? Oh, that looks cool.
And a treasure token. I was kind of hoping we'd get a boo token.
Did Lucas just go outside?
Could be.
Ugh. Brat.
So, there's our token. I was kind of hoping we'd get a Boo token, because I do know of a character called Minx who carries a hamster around named Boo, and it's just a cute idea to have a...
Ooh, I like that one.
Anyway, Planar Alley, Angel. Oh, Alley? Ally. Ally. 3/3 for 5, flying. When it attacks, venture into the dungeon. Her light touches every corner, and her wings brush either wall, leaving no place for evil to lurk.
Pixie Guide.
Yep. Fairy. 3/1 for 2, flying. Grant an advantage. If you would roll one or more dice, instead roll that many dice plus 1 and ignore the lowest roll.
A little tired but doing okay sitting in Topeka, Kansas, waiting on a phone call for when the trailer will be unloaded. Okay.
+2 mace. I like the flavor of the name because there were a lot of +1 and +2 weapons, as I recall, in Final Fantasy, in Dungeons and Dragons type games. You're looking for enchanted weapons. So, but in terms of what it does, +2/+2 for a colored equipment that equips for 3 seems a little weak to me. The weight of this magic
I see
weapon
this
falls
one?
heavy on the wicked.
I never looked this one up.
Direwolf Prowler. +2/+2 and gains haste until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. Large as horses, direwolves must hunt often to satisfy their ravenous hunger. Blink Dog, Double Strike Dog. 1/1 for 3 and teleport. You can phase it out.
Okay, so this one was like $1.50 last time it was in stock.
Okay. Like I said,
The Hive Tyrant one.
manlands are always a little bit interesting anyway, if nothing else. Human Elf Bard. Reclusive Painter. Kalane.
Yeah, we're thinking it
When
won't
it-
be until late. Hubby was thinking right
When
before I...
it enters the
Oh, that's
battlefield,
not
create
fun.
a treasure token. Other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on them for each mana from a treasure spent to cast them. Interesting.
Island. That's
Island.
pretty.
Crystal-studded waters far below the surface. You've discovered an incubating egg of mysterious origin. Interesting.
You know, most of the time I let you open all the magic stuff. I just open one or two here and there.
Oh, I know. Then we got our first rare, the Black Staff of Waterdeep. A legendary artifact for 1 blue. You may choose not to untap it during your untap step.
Not
and
tonight, go to bed.
animate walking
Bedtime.
statue.
Look, it's bedtime.
Pay 2 and tap. Another target non-token artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature for as long as the staff remains tapped. Well, that's interesting. So it's not an equipment being a staff, it's just an artifact that you can tap to turn other artifacts into a 4/4 creature. That is interesting because they kill it and you could still just
I'm gonna
turn
look that
something
one up.
else into it. I doubt it's worth anything, but it's.
Okay, then I won't look it up then. Just let me know what you want me to look up.
You might as
Ooh,
well look them all up because
look them all up. That's a lot.
The rares, which this
Oh.
is one of.
Okay. Sorry, what's it called?
Anyways, the Black Staff of Waterdeep.
Just pass it to me.
And Fevered Suspicion. Again, this is a commander card. It costs 8. Red and black. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they've exiled a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among those non-land cards without paying their mana costs. And it's got Rebound.
Shaking forever.
The fact that it costs 8 just makes me think this is not wonderful. And then we've got Orb of Dragonkind. That sounds cool. Two with red for an artifact. Pay 1 and tap it to add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast dragon spells or activated abilities of dragons. So very limited use mana
Is
rock.
it $1?
And pay a red, tap it, and sacrifice the Orb of Dragonkind. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a dragon card from among them and put it into your hand. Interesting.
This thing reminds me of that creature that goes to try and steal the
Is it
batteries in
rare?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Kinda.
What's a $3 card for this guy?
Orb of Dragonkind, who knows? Maybe when Tarkir came out that got a bump, but I kinda doubt it. Djinni Windseeker. So another monster type art thing. 4 for 3/3 flying. When it enters, roll a d20. 1 to 9 scry 1, 10 to 19 scry 2, 20 scry 3. Okay. I mean,
Ooh,
I
okay.
suppose it's better than a Phantom Monster, but not
This was
a lot.
$5 last time I had it in stock.
Okay. Knoll Hunter. Common, 2/2 for 2. Pack Tactics. Whenever a Knoll Hunter attacks, if you attacked with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat step, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Interesting. Oh, we got a rare Ochre Jelly. Green and X. Trample. When it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Split. When Ochre Jelly dies, if it had 2 or more +1/+1 counters on it, create
Yeah,
a
it's 50
token
cents.
that's a copy of it at the beginning of the next end step. The token enters the battlefield with half the number of +1/+1 counters on it, rounded down. And then we got a foil Knoll Hunter. I guess it's rare, but it probably isn't worth stealing.
No, that one's 50 cents.
And Drizzt the Du-Ernden. I've heard of Drizzt. He's a fairly famous character, or used to be. But whether the card is any good, I don't know. 3/3 for 5. Double strike.
Yeah, no. It's 90 cents.
Fair enough. Even as a foil.
Yep.
Yeah. Double strike. When it enters the battlefield, create Wunwir, a legendary 3/1 cat. Oh, that was that token we got with trample. And when it dies, if it had power greater than Drizzt, whenever a creature dies, if it had power greater than Dritz's power, put a number of +1/+1 counter on Drizzt equal to the difference.
So far, 3 of those art cards out of the packs we opened is decent numbers for those. If you like them.
I suppose. I'm a little bit disappointed. I was kind of hoping to get a couple of these lands. We only got one. But from what I've observed, they're sort of in, 60% of packs will have one. Sometimes you'll get 2.
I wouldn't be opposed to opening more of this set.
But, who knows, maybe one day. It's not a set I want to go heavily into. We did get decent pulls. We didn't get any of the big hits in the set, but we got a couple of decent things.
All right. No, not Final Fantasy. I get Lord of the Rings. Kicking him out of the way.
So we didn't get any good rares in that pack, that last one.
We've been having decent luck though.
Disappointing.
Oh, back to the crappy. Yeah, the reprint. They must have changed their this one's from the restock or whatever. But they must have changed their their sealing thing.
Or maybe they came from a different
I don't know.
site or something.
I don't like them. Ooh, another art card. Do you have that one? I don't recognize this one.
I think so.
That's kind of
Put it
cool.
with the pile.
I can't. Hold on. Oh, a
Mini game.
All right. Ooh.
Foray of Orcs, uncommon foil.
Why are they putting the foils in the front now?
I don't know.
That one looks kind of cool. Rivendell.
Rivendell, that's a rare. So yeah, the cards are in different order too.
Ooh, Gandalf Westward Voyager.
Interesting. That's
That's-
a commander card.
It looks kind of neat.
I don't know if we have that one, but it's a commander card. Don't remember. Where's the wrapper? I just want to check something.
I don't know. It's a different. Did I throw it on the floor? I'll look on the floor. I might have thrown it on the floor.
Great.
Sorry. Ooh, Pippin's
So that
bravery.
one was a double rare. We did get a Rivendell and Gandalf Westward Voyager, which is
This card looks
interesting to me. Because I don't remember pulling commander cards out of these packs before.
Ravens.
Where the hang is it? Ouch.
Sorry. Making you work. All kinds of stuff. I haven't cleaned up the floor today.
Nope, this isn't the right one.
Okay, well, I'll find it in a minute.
Well, it's kind of relevant.
All right, well, you hold this while I look for it then.
Grey Havens.
There we go. So the Grey Havens art is really cool. Ooh, we got Glorfindel, Dauntless Rescuer. And we have Arwen. Udamiel, or however you say that.
Okay, so they do have commander cards listed on both packs, but only 1 through 8. So like the commander cards.
Another Morgul Knife Wound.
So they're just really rare and very small number that you can
Nimble
get.
Hobbit.
Yes, a Nimble Hobbit.
And we got East Farthing Farmer. East Mark Cavalier.
Cavalier.
Whatever. And Swamp. So,
And we're mixing our piles.
I'm sorry, I didn't know where to put this while you were busy looking
Well,
for
with the
bets.
other Lord of the Rings would be good.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway. So yeah, that was a double rare pack. We got... This is a commander deck that we don't have, so at least there's that. Gandalf. What does this guy do? Avatar Wizard, 5 for 5. Whenever you cast a spell with converted value 5 or greater, each opponent reveals the top card of their library. If any of those cards share a card type with that spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy, and each opponent draws a card.
Why is the
Otherwise,
focus on the
you
camera
draw a
being so
card. Yeah, it's doing some weird stuff here.
Are you getting over being sick? Yeah, I don't know where this came from. I mean, the kids just have pink eye, so I'm
And then
assuming it's the
Rivendell
same
has,
virus.
taps for a blue, or you can scry if you control a legendary creature.
It's like day 3 or 4 now for me.
Is it okay to have a short turn on the Switch? I didn't get a turn today.
Yeah, it's fine. Just not on the TV.
So far we've only had the one mythic, I think, eh?
I don't know.
I think that just been the one, so... Probably a little bit low statistically, given that we've opened 3 collector boosters, plus
Yeah,
five
it's
other
just my
boosters
voice.
down.
It started with my voice. So
So are you opening the last one or am I?
I want to, but you were being a crybaby over it. I'm totally opening it. You give me the choice, I'm gonna open it. So we don't know what we're doing Thursday, right? Because we never got anywhere to get anything. Thank you. Yes, happy Canada Day. It is Canada Day for Ryan. Ryan's in Ontario, so happy Canada Day, Ryan.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you sooner or later.
Oh, another art card. That looks kind of cool.
It does. What is it? Okay.
Sorry.
Astrologian's Penisphere.
We got a lot of art cards in these. Swamp. Ooh. I love it.
Purell.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Foil.
I know it's nothing special, but I love it. Ooh.
Hugo
I don't know where I'm
Kupica.
putting this.
Final Fantasy 14 or 16? 16.
That looks cool.
And it's a
A rare.
borderless human ally legendary. Whenever it enters or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink until end of turn. And it's a partner. What does it say? Bruce Carl Herder. I'm guessing that's who it partners with, or does it matter?
I like
I
these
don't
crystal
know.
cards.
I don't know, but it's a rare, so I'm going to sleeve it and we can look it up.
That's also a rare.
The Wind Crystal. We've gotten what? The red
Battle menu.
and black crystals
Yeah.
already?
Battle menu instant. Ooh. Prima Vista.
So that's 2 rares in the pack.
I put this shiny one over here.
Battle menu.
Flying whenever you cast a non-creature spell. It's pretty, isn't it?
That is... Okay, that must... Yeah, that's what that is.
What?
This is from Final Fantasy VI, and usually during a battle as a computer game you would get different attacks. So I guess attack, ability, magic, or item were your options. So it basically is just an instant that gives you a choice of those 4 things, and you get a different result depending which one you pick. So that's interesting.
I like this
to say
card.
the least. The Prima Vista. I think we have this one before. This
I
is
like it though.
the ship thing.
Black Waltz number 3. We've had this one a couple times, haven't we?
At least once before, I think.
The art is kind of cool. I think we have this in a foil, don't we?
Maybe. Hilgigus.
Giant trample haste.
Yeah.
I like
With
trample
mountain cycling
big
too.
giants.
See, that's the thing. Like, this is similar to the like troll and things from the other set, except this is mountain cycling 2. You have to pay 2 and discard it. Whereas with the Lord of the Rings ones, you only had to pay 1 to cycle them. So that's why they got so popular, I think. And they've scaled it back for this set.
World map. We've got a weapons vendor. Very important, I guess.
It can be if you've got a good. When it enters, draw a card at the beginning of combat. If you control an equipment, you may pay 1 to attach the equipment. Yeah, okay. There was something else we had similar that could equip things for cheaper.
Didn't you have
so
a
that does the
merfolk
same
deck or
thing.
something at one point?
I have had at various times.
Okay. I love this guy. I love this guy so much. I don't know why, but he's so cute.
It's a cute little monster beastie thing.
I love him. He's just looks like he's trying to be too mean, but he's just a cutie pie.
Goes boom.
I love him.
Blow up.
Oh my goodness,
An
yuck.
Undercity dire rat.
Have you pulled Jumbo Cactuar? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And then we've got
Another
Commune with
Commune with
Beavers again.
Beavers.
I actually like that one. And that's that.
Unfortunately. But it was a double rare pack, that one at least.
Yeah.
So there's that. And it's probably worth looking these up because I know.
Right.
Well, I don't know, but I hope that something might be something.
Yeah.
I know that one of the other crystals, I think the black crystal, was actually worth a couple bucks. I don't know about the red one that we got, but the white one here looks like it's a crystal.
Last time they had in stock, it was $5.
Okay. And again, this is early pricing, so
Yeah, I'm just looking at on
the wind
shop,
crystal.
so because I don't know.
That's Final Fantasy 3. I guess you were collecting the crystals in that one. So we got that. We got Edgar.
He's singing "You Got a Friend in Me."
And then our first pack, our rare was the Wandering Minstrel.
Last time they had this one in stock was $250.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm tired, guys.
Probably nothing all that special. It's just the fact that it's a full art makes it look cool.
Yeah, they do look cool. We're gonna have to check and see about those art cards though for Lord of the Rings because I think 2 of them you might not have.
Yeah, I can grab the binder if you give me a second here.
Yeah.
So this was our 4 rares from Final Fantasy. We also had 4 rares from Lord of the Rings, although, well, I guess we also had Lorien Revealed, which is not a rare, but is worth a couple bucks. Heart of Gondor was worth 2. Gandalf the Grey, not much. Rivendell, Gandalf Westward Voyager. So we got 2 Gandalfs, but neither are the one that's worth some. I think you need Gandalf the white. And yeah, Rivendell's might be worth a buck or 2. I'm not sure, but it's not worth a lot anyway. So 4 rares in each out of 3 packs, which is probably statistically about average for Final Fantasy.
I think we did okay for the packs.
I think we did okay too. I mean, obviously collector boosters, it's a whole different calculus because each one comes with 5 rares, and mostly our rares were not wonderful, but we did get a few interesting good ones, about 1 or 2 per pack anyway. We got a teleportation circle. It was worth what do you say, about 5 on that, something like that. Maybe 10 for foil, I forget.
I don't remember.
The Circle of Dreams Druid was worth a few as well, something similar. We
I
got
like that dragon.
the Reckless Endeavor.
I like that
what
card.
you said was worth like 10 or 12. And then the Eben Beth Dracolich was the only mythic we opened in any of these.
That's cool.
It's not one of the better dragons that we were hoping for. The Old Gnawbone or the Tiamat, I think, are the 2 big ones from this set. And then we got an Orb of Dragonkind. And these are interesting. I wouldn't mind. I like Manlands. I wouldn't mind getting more of these. I kind of wished we'd get like 2 or 3, but we got 1 at least, so that's something. I think you can also get like a common in this, and it's like Evolving Wilds or something, which is disappointing, but well. But yeah, I think there's like Hall of the Frost Giants or something too, and probably some like goblin themed one, I forget. Anyway, there's a bunch of different ones, and hey, it's one. So, you know, we got a few interesting cards from this set.
I wouldn't mind getting some more Final Fantasy at some point.
Not horrible, but not as good as I'd hoped. Obviously,
and I wouldn't mind more
for
of
any
the
of
Dungeons
these
Dragons cards too. Those are fun.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, I gave the Dungeons and Dragons a bit of an edge by getting collector boosters instead of regular ones. So there's that.
Yeah.
But which did you enjoy opening more?
I like the Dungeons and Dragon ones, but I think I might have to give Lord of the Rings. I don't know. It's a toss up.
Lord of the Rings is fun, but to me right now, I've opened so much of it, and the thing that they really messed up with the Lord of the Rings
But we
for
got
me
some fun ones out of Final Fantasy too. That was fun too.
was the art style.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to choose.
Yeah. Ironically, I think the best adaptation I would give to the Dungeons and Dragons, just because, you got the dice mechanic, you've got the not only the sort of module, I think that was the name of it, module land arts, I think are just, it's a really interesting way to do that sort of thing. And then you've also got the arts that are just based on, manual art. And I think they're decent adaptations of that too. So, um, yeah, I think that a lot of the flavor sort of hits on that. It's just not as interesting a theme overall to begin with. So I think that's probably why it didn't do as well. Plus, probably, the only cards I've heard of that are really interesting in terms of value tend to be big dragony things. So, while that's cool and all, it's pretty limited in one sense. Trying to think what else to say about it. There's not really much.
I don't know. I mean, Final Fantasy had some fun art, but it's hard to decide. I can't pick. I mean,
I just don't know enough about Final Fantasy. There does seem to be some cool stuff there. A lot of people are interested in it, but I just don't have the background to really say much that it jumps out at me.
I'm just thinking about the art.
I think
to
it
be
was really
honest,
cool when we opened the Sephiroth and Cloud during our first opening last
yeah,
week.
I guess.
But I mean, honestly, I look at that Buster Blade, which is supposed to go really great with Cloud, and I go,
This art is really cool.
Wouldn't it be better to just put a Sword of Fire and Ice on him? I think that would work a lot better, or any of the sword and this and that, sort of this and that.
And I think we might have gotten the best art cards out of the Dungeons and Dragons though tonight. Again, I'm looking at it from the art point of
From
view.
an art point of view, you like the Dungeons and Dragons best?
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I like there's some nice art from Final Fantasy. I mean, Lord of the Rings has nice art.
I threw
but
the white dragon up here just because you like the look of it, but
I do
basically
love
it's
it.
just an uncommon. So
I love it. I'm stealing it.
what was the other one that we opened that was just an uncommon?
I'm totally
Oh yeah, we got two versions of that. Where's the other one?
stealing the dragons.
The adult gold dragon. There's two different
Can I have
arts
them?
on.
May I have the dragons? Or any dragons?
Why? What for?
I love the dragons. I'm gonna make a dragon binder. Whether it is
wonderful
Pokemon
taste.
or Magic the Gathering.
I don't know. And then we got the bag of devouring.
He's
which is
not
just
gonna let me
weird.
have the dragons, guys. This is not fair. I'm gonna have to go get my own dragon cards.
What was I gonna say though before we get? Oh yeah, lands. So the Lord of the Rings lands are neat with the. I like this style. We only got one of those, I think, this time around.
Yep.
The map lands, but I do like them. To me, they've got a lot of flavor and nostalgia
And
to
it
them,
suits-
and I want to make a deck or two
It
with
suits
just those.
it for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Like it makes sense.
and then these lands. I don't like lands that don't say what they do, and modern frames aren't my favorite either. This one at least looks like a mountain. This doesn't look too much like a forest to me because it's underground, and the island is sort of an underground cave, which is different too. But I do like the mountain in terms of the
The
picture.
forest looks more like a swamp, says Ryan.
Yeah, maybe. But
Maybe they got the picture mixed
I
up.
do like the idea of putting flavor text on the lands here, but I just wish they still said tap to add a green or blue or whatever. Like that's just my own pet peeve. But the flavor text is a fun addition. I'll give it that. I don't mind these. I'd say probably my favorite of them is the mountain and then the island and forest last, but yeah, the mountain I think is particularly flavorful.
It's hot.
Not sure what I think of these. How to get out create legendary 4/4 black token with Death Touch, and then you just leave. Like, is this just you start here, and then you gotta find how do you choose which? Do you choose? Is it random? I don't
Excuse
know
me, I'm sorry.
how these are supposed to work.
Got a phone call when I was starting to doze off on the couch today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
These are rares. They're just not great rares. Anyway, the adult gold dragon. I mean,
Oh my goodness. So for
not
third,
my favorite swamp when it
for
comes. It is a full art,
Thursday,
but
I like that card.
which
That with that dragon that's on the thing. I like that. That art is neat.
it is neat. I'm not entirely convinced.
That is a dragon.
Is it alive? Like
I don't know. It might be a
It-
skeleton or something. I don't know. Or
it's in
I don't
pretty
know.
rough shape. Whatever. Like
But that is a dragon.
I don't know.
Hide it. He's gonna take it. Hide it.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to take a look at all this. I'll add these cards to the Final Fantasy pile, and maybe look at making a Final Fantasy deck with some of this, because we do have probably enough birds or towns or crystals or something that I can make a theme deck or two. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know which I think are the better hits overall between the Final Fantasy and the Lord of the Rings. They're all sort of medium to lower end cards, as far as I can see, and it's just Final Fantasy's got better pricing because it's a newer set.
Yeah.
That's basically, as far as I can tell, the main difference here. Oh yeah, I was gonna go grab the binder and see if we
Yep.
missing those art cards.
Alrighty. Now's the time that I can steal the cards while he's walked away. This one would totally go into my collection. I would steal this one as well. How many dragons can I steal before he walks back here? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh look, I got to steal the 3 cards before. No, I'm just kidding. He looked at me with this side glance.
This is gonna be awkward. I don't like putting binders down on top
Here,
of
how about we
things.
just move these cards up here?
I'm gonna have to
Oh my God, I'm so tired.
resort all this.
I'm also very, very warm. I kind of wish we had an air conditioner in the kitchen, in the window.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be technically a decent place for one because of all the heat from cooking. But
It was hot when I was cooking. It was hotter outside than it was in the kitchen today when I was doing the barbecue. My mom made me cook the barbecue. My mom's mean. No, she's not. We love my mom.
so this is card 76, this is card 48, and this is card 72. So 48, 72, 76. That's 12, 24, 36. No. I'm
Miscounted.
counting by nines, not by 12s. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 48. That one we already had.
Okay.
So here's 76.
You did have that one.
Yep, I got that one. This is
And we have
72.
that one too. It's just been so long that we haven't looked at them.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So,
So we had all those.
but they're all neat ones. Like I like the arts on those.
Yep. This page, I'm missing still 3 of them, but yeah, there's
You can probably buy them somewhere.
the other
I'm sure
page
somebody
over there.
has them.
Oh, that glare!
Yeah,
That light
sorry.
is awful. Anyway,
There.
but yeah, you can see I'm
Lighting's
still
a little
missing.
bit bad, but
Still missing a few of the art cards.
less there.
I've made great progress on this set, so I want to do a deep dive on this sooner or later, but I'll probably do Dark Steel first. And then I might want to do a flavor comparison, because like Fallen Empires, you had 3 or 4 arts for most of the commons, and also new flavor text for each of them. And the cards weren't as wordy back then. Like, look at the page, not only is you got this general darkness in the art style, but there's just generally a lot less room for flavor text. So it's a lot harder to get story elements across unless you're already familiar with the story. Like sagas have no room for an actual storyline. This mechanics of the card are supposed to sort of carry a storyline, but it's just very rudimentary. If you're not already familiar with it, you really are left guessing somewhat. I don't know. I think a lot of these sets, yeah, trying to get a handle of a property from one of these sets is not gonna work out well for you in any case, I don't think. I could do it with Fallen Empires because I didn't have any backstory. I was just looking at it from the cards, and I could get a generally pretty good idea of the story arc there. With these sets, I think you really will be lost for the most part, unless you have at least a basic outline of the story beforehand. I really don't think you'd be able to piece it together from just the cards, even with a big set like this, with, you know, supplemental commander stuff and all the rest. Like, there's just not enough space to work with.
How many Nazguls you missing now? We got a couple, didn't we?
We
Or
got a
did they get
couple.
sold
I
out?
think we're still missing one. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of them are foil, some of them are not, but I'm still missing 334 up here.
I think we almost had it, but they sold out before we could
could
order
be.
the cards.
Anyway, I'm doing pretty good on this set now. Like I said, I think we got it complete up until you hit the like ring showcase borders here, more or less. I think everything before that is complete, and then you hit this stuff, and like I said, I've been substituting in alternate versions and things.
This
but
was a fun set to open, though.
it is a very
And
fun
we-
set
we
to open, but it's
opened-
so huge. Like trying to collect this is nuts.
We
And
opened.
these scene things, like
Did we open most of ours from like the tins? Those
most of it, yeah,
that they had at Walmart.
yeah.
We had so many like of those. Nobody was buying those at first.
Well, they had a lot of more of them in stock than anything else too. Like
Yeah.
they had a dedicated display separate from the shelves
Yeah.
for just those, like the little tins. They came with 3 packs.
So, do you have an idea what we should do Thursday? Because I wasn't able to get any of the new stuff that just came out because I didn't go to the shops when I was with my mom.
I like I
mean,
said,
we could crack
the
open-
mail was my idea. And
Oh
as
yeah,
far
let's
as
see
I
if
know,
it gets here in time.
yeah.
It's supposed to be here by Thursday or Wednesday.
Aside
So-
from that, you know, there might be some stuff that we have kicking around. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. We could do like
Do the Blooming Waters box.
we do have
Good.
2 more of those
Building battles.
building battles for.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, we do have the booster box of Journey Together or Destined Rivals. But we were thinking about mixing them up and taking half from one booster box.
well, we were thinking of using those for traveling once we decide where we're traveling.
Yeah. So many decisions. We have stuff, it's just deciding what we're going to do.
It's amazing how, like, the sort of ice attacks and lockdown stuff that's sort of copied in similar themes in the different
The new
sets,
set's
too.
coming out this month, isn't it? The black and white set?
That's a neat uncommon. That's a foil uncommon. I don't know. The new set for which?
Pokemon, the black and white, or like the black bolt and whatever the white, whatever it's called.
I don't know when that releases.
I think it's July. Oh man, I don't.
I do think the battle menu is kind of neat, just from remembering the old like NES, Super NES style games for getting. I do think that's very appropriate as a card design. But in terms of like story elements, no. It's just it makes me remember the old style video games. That's all.
Man, it's so warm.
I'll sleeve up. the
So
ones that
aside
might be useful.
from Thursday, we honestly don't know what we're doing, guys, because I have my family here. My parents are here. We're gonna go camping at some point where we will probably have no reception. So,
Which is always great for streaming.
yeah.
Oh, there's the other token.
How long are your parents visiting?
We got a lot of stuff we haven't decided yet.
Well, I think they're gonna stay around, hopefully till Abram's birthday. Unless we start heading back with them when you're off for your vacation. So a couple weeks at least. Our oldest turns 18 this month in July. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Time flies.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Honestly, I think we did okay with this stuff for the most part in terms
Yeah, we
of
did good.
getting some playable or at least interesting rares.
Too bad we didn't have people that had like these art cards that want to trade for different ones. We ended up getting rid of a bunch of them though. So, anyways, I don't know. Is there anything else that we have to say? It's so freaking warm.
I just the three sets that I was choosing from, just the fantasy theming, but all different genres. The difference in effort that it took them. Because, like I said, Dungeons and Dragons is owned by Wizards of the Coast, same companies makes Magic the Gathering. Dead easy to get the rights for this sort of crossover. Not surprised it was one of the first ones they did. Getting something like Lord of the Rings or Final Fantasy, much more effort, probably a much more difficult contract to work out the details of, but they have put in effort to both sets. I didn't like the direction they took with all the decisions with Lord of the Rings, which is the one I know better. People do seem to be happy with the Final Fantasy one, so maybe they're improving. But yeah, I mean they're big, well-known titles, and I just hope Magic doesn't rely too much on these outside properties. They've got Marvel ones coming up soon. They've got, who knows what they're going to be doing in the future. Like I said, they announced the Sonic the Hedgehog thing recently. Honestly, if they ever worked out a deal with Nintendo to make Zelda or Mario theme sets, it would probably do very well, but Nintendo's very protective of their properties. So I can't really see that happening. But, hey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, there really have been too many of the... I don't think Magic needs to rely on other properties as much as it has been, but it is neat to see what it has done with them, and some of it's kind of fun.
I do kind
It
of
just
wish.
I just think it's too much overall.
I do wish that they would do Willow though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be fun to see how they do with it, but
Bedtime, mister.
Ontario.
Not today. Go to bed, please.
Colorado.
Not today. Go to bed, please. We love you. Good night.
yeah, in terms of
The best for me was Fallout. We never really got into that one at all.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't think they did a full. Oh, did they do a full set for it? They also had Warhammer, but like things like Doctor Who was mainly a Commander decks. They had.
I really liked the Clue, the Ravnica Clue edition thing that we did.
That was a neat, but that was a board game sort of. That was
But
a
still,
very
it was fun.
different.
It was fun.
I wouldn't put it in the same category, really. Although it did have
No,
some of the
but
same elements.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun. And Thomas and I teamed up to beat you. And then I came in and took the victory.
Right. Well, it is what it is. But I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just. I find it interesting, just the direction that Magic's been going over the years. Like, this is
It is a good marketing move for them, though, because they are bringing new people into the hobby,
kind of.
especially with the Final Fantasy.
Like, draft boosters used to be 15 cards. These set boosters were 12. And you had more chance of, like, multiple rares and things. Then they went to the 14, sort of split the difference, and have elements of both. But it just seems like the packs have been all over the place, too.
I'm just imagining. Can you imagine if they did a Pokemon crossover?
I can imagine, but I can't imagine it going well, and I don't think it's likely.
I'm just imagining like different Pokemon in costumes for different Magic characters or something like that.
I can't see it happening. Pokemon again.
I know they wouldn't do it.
Nintendo's in on those rights, and they've got their own
That'd
it's
be
direct
a fan.
competition with their own products.
I know, I understand that, but I think it would be funny to see fan art to try and do that kind of thing.
It could be funny.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm yawning.
Yeah, I am fading fast too because I'm not feeling well.
So yeah, I really I had a bunch of random thoughts over the last few days. Just the contrast between these again sets I hadn't opened as much, since I'd opened more. The newest thing, old stuff that nobody cares about anymore. There's a lot of contrast in this video, but overall, I just find it interesting to see what they've done recently, and some of it's been real hits, some of it's been real misses.
Brinley just came over the room looking for Ezra.
I still think it was rather interesting when they did this. The Princess Bride thing, that they threw in a bonus command tower, which the cards, they capture the personalities fairly well for the individual characters.
Hi, monkey.
But the fact that this one sort of does the telling the story element of trying to get the princess out of the castle, the big raid at the end.
Go bed.
It's got the marriage scene with the bishop. It's got Count Rugen and Prince Humperdinck, who were not represented as cards at all otherwise.
I love you.
For just a little bonus throw-in, it actually adds a whole lot to the collection, interestingly. But it's so funny, because it's usually, the elements that seem to add the most to me are the throw-in stuff. Like, basic lands with flavor text. And some of them stink. But some of them are really nice, and I do like that mountain. And the flavor stuff, fine. I don't, it definitely would bring back nostalgia if I hadn't gotten more into D&D and those sorts of manuals, because I have Warhammer manuals, and I always love revisiting those sorts of things. But and then here, like the module art, completely random, probably not that great, but it's a manland, so it's not useless, and it's interesting. I would try this out in a deck just because it's such a strange oddball thing. It's almost like it's not like the movie posters from Lord of the Rings collector booster stuff, but it's similar. It gives me sort of a similar vibe. And I don't know what it is, but something about it just sort of is a neat departure, I guess, from the norm. I guess you'd say.
That thing just reminds me of the creature that
I'm
they fight
curious
on
now.
Guardians of the Galaxy, though.
I'm curious now if we did get a few more of these, what sort of the for adventure character level ranges would be if you like sort of rank them side by side, if it had any correlation to power level at all, or I don't know. Anyway, but that's just sort of the things that make me muse a little bit about these sets. And
I don't know. There's some neat art that we opened tonight. So
there is some neat things, and probably not great, but
one day I will start going through your
interesting
cards and
anyway.
just pick random cards and see if you ever notice.
I do want to
anything
try
missing.
and put together something with the Final Fantasy, because there are definite themes in that set that I think could be fun to play with. Whether we have enough of it to make 2 decks like we did with Dragonstorm or not, I don't know. But it might be worth trying and see. You know, if we're only a little bit off, maybe it would be worth picking up a couple more packs, but I don't want to go too far into it just because,
Yeah,
you know, it's amazing how quickly that stuff evaporated from store shelves. Like,
I know, right?
anyway, I'm sure there'll be reprints and stuff because it's a huge property anyway.
So
But yeah, thanks for joining us. And, you know, if anyone else has thoughts as to
we'll likely
how
be
these
live.
compare and what they've done with them over the last, it's really only been the last 4 or 5 years they've been doing this stuff. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So our live Thursday is likely going to be in the evening because my family's here. So we're not going anywhere yet to go camping yet because we
Yeah,
have
we
to
got a
get
lot
some
of stuff
stuff
to get
to
figured
get
out.
done.
Anyway.
So, but yeah,
But yeah,
it'll
thanks
be
for
the
coming
evening.
out, and hope you had fun reminiscing through some of
Who
these
knows?
properties.
Maybe we'll do a
and
pop up here or
looking at how
there.
they've adapted them for Magic the Gathering.
But yeah.
Actually, like,
Do you want it on your face to say goodnight or just?
I shouldn't be surprised that we got the best hits in terms of value from the collector boosters, but
Come on.
it does seem that we did. So take from that what it's worth.
I need to get a new one of these. This is stuck. It's stuck. It's stuck. Forced it. All right. Hi guys.
Hi. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Yeah, some of it was a little surprising, but yeah, you never get quite what you hope for. That's the thing with packs; they always make you want to open more.
That's the whole point.
Exactly. So
I enjoy opening packs.
try and limit the expectations. You know, originally I only had 2 packs for a couple of these, but I grabbed a couple more as a last minute addition just to get us up to 3 of each, which I thought just flowed a little bit better. So.
I just like the dragons.
As it turns out, the packs I got were probably, well, no, I wouldn't say they're the worst because the Lord of the Rings one was a double rare pack. But it was probably the worst pack for the Dungeons and Dragons. Anyway, it is what it is.
We had, we had fun.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Was it as fun as Starkey Dragonstorm?
I don't know.
Probably not.
No,
Hard to say.
if we had that set here, I think I'd
Well,
give that
it's
one.
different vibe because that's a Magic set,
Yeah.
and it fits Magic vibes, which is why it was so popular. Along with having dragons and stuff, which is
I would have
perfectly-
given the Dragonstorm stuff the win because it's got more dragons. More
well,
chances of dragons.
well, maybe, but
It feels like Magic's running out of ideas, says Ryan.
it does in a way. Honestly, I think they need to get back to some of the old vibes and the old way of doing things, but that's just my own thoughts. You know, I'm sure that's not the most profitable way, but then again, I don't think profit is always the best thing to push for in the short term.
No.
I think building the player base and just having a fun, approachable game is the more important thing, and it's what got them there in the first place. So, who knows? But
It's very warm.
there are elements about this that I do enjoy, so I've stuck with it and come back to it a little bit anyway. Anyway, have a good night. We all need to rest.
We do.
So-
And I gotta try and get over this cold. So We appreciate you guys. We'll see you hopefully Thursday, unless we do
Hopefully.
some pop up before. We have nothing planned.
No, nothing really.
So I can't wait for our next mail day video or stream.
That should
That's
be
gonna
fun whenever that
amazing.
happens. So
I
it
can't
should
wait
be
for it to
fun.
arrive. It's Broly mail, so you know Broly mail's almost always good. No, it's almost it's usually good.
Have a good night. Thanks for coming out.
Bye for now, guys.
Cheerio.
Appreciate you.
Look forward to, again, like I said, for Magic Night streams, I want to get back to some more binder building challenges, and I do want to go over Dark Steel as a set review. I do want to take a closer look at the Lord of the Rings as well. And you know what? This whole stream has got me thinking about the storytelling.
Hey, Broly,
element.
we're just talking about you.
And so I might revisit, Fallen Empires and Homelands even.
I did
just
not
look
get
at
to
that
watch-
sort of story building element from the old sets that I really appreciated. So
I did not.
we did a little bit of that with the Ice Age, but
I didn't get to watch as much of Broly's live streaming at Card Party this year,
no.
so I'm gonna have to go recap some of that.
But thanks for coming out. We're definitely
Family's here, so families,
like it when people hop in. So we don't. It's not Canada Day yet here,
No.
so it's not New Month yet either.
we have
So-
an hour and 15 minutes before it's Canada Day in
Yeah.
Alberta. So
But it's been quite the month for us in terms of the channel and everything else too.
yeah,
So,
lots of milestones hit, and
yeah.
it's all because of you guys. You guys helped build it, and all the support. We appreciate you guys.
So yeah, thanks a bunch. And like I said, I got some more sort of set review discussion videos coming up, and I do want to get back into those binder building battles because those are a lot of fun.
That is fun.
I like the chance to actually use those classic old cards in a format that at least resembles what they were intended to be played at initially. So I think that's good fun. Remember in the olden days.
Olden days. Oh my goodness. The fact that we can say olden days and actually mean it
Sort of.
is kind of sad. We're
It is.
getting old.
It's last century magic.
We're vintage here. We're vintage.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Have a good night. And we'll see you guys soon.
Toodaloo. Cheerio. Ta-ta. Bye for now. Have a good night and a good rest.